This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So I want to take a look here at Bitcoin, at Ethereum ETF, ETHU, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. We'll take a look here at the old indexes, which are bleeding red today. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the EIA report for crude oil. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy any stock market ETF. If you like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin. Okay, let's see what we got going here. Okay, so it's been really good trading in the Bitcoin. Even though it's red, the BITX has been really good trading. Got as low as 47.47, high as 49.11. I already scalped it 3 times. Really good. Now remember, if you're in by the 29th, they're paying, I believe it's about 59 cents a share for a dividend, and they pay that monthly. Okay, here's what we got. Now, we want to really hold this level on a closing basis. Now, we went a little bit lower than that, but this is what we're looking at right here is this 107.680 level. Now, you can see here today we got down to 106.950, but this is what we're really looking for here to hold on a closing basis, 107.680. Okay, so right now we're holding it very nicely. Again, if we lose it, we'll go down to today's low then at that 106.950 level. Then we're going to come down here to this level right there. You're looking at 105.440, and then we have your 200-day sitting at 103.804 level, which is pretty much the same as that candle, 103.745. Okay, so you're sitting right in that area. Okay, now if we do hold it, okay, we start rallying up here, then we want to just do the opposite. All right, say 109.270. That is your resistance level. Then we'll come up to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 110.295. We'll look to the bottom there at that 110.410 level. All right, then what we'll do is we'll come over here to the bottom of this candle here, 111.355, and then we'll come over here to the top of that candle. You're looking at 111.945, and then we have 112.280. But really what we're watching for is that 100-day at 113.467. Then we can look at the top of sticky here, which was yesterday's high at 114.380. Then we have the 50-day at 114 at 726, and then we have 115.384. Now you can see here how strong this 8-day is. Okay, I always point out this 8-day. Once we're above it, it gives you a nice good support, and we rally up here. When we get below it, then you're fighting it the whole situation. Get it back above it. We're riding its situation, but right now we are below this 8-day. So realistically, when those futures open at 6 today, that 8-day is not going to be 110.894. That 8-day is going to be coming down lower here. So realistically, what you have to do is got to climb back above it, then close above it. That's the key. Then we can aim for that 100-day simple moving average, okay? So if we start losing this area right here, okay, that's basically 107.680 level on a closing basis, not just a pop down and pop up again, then realistically your big target is going to be that 103.804, and then we lose that right here, this 50-day, and sitting at 102.887 level. That's going to be your target. Now, we start losing that, which is not good. You're going to be down to that 99 level, okay, which is basically the bottom of that candle. Then what we do is we come right to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 93.685 level. Then we'll come over there at that 89.20 level. And we can venture all the way down here, 84. We come down here to the 83 level, and we come down to that 76 level, and then we can have it down here that had that 100-day, but then watch the retest on this candle at that 74.635 level. But again, you got to lose that 50-day on a weekly basis in order to do all that. Okay. Now RSI here, well, it's not overbought, oversold. The green is over your red, show momentum to the downside, and that's pretty much what we have so far for the weekly. We rallied up here. We went right to that 21-day and that 8-day. Now the 8-day so far is sitting at 113.468, and we're sitting at 112.83. So this has not crossed over as of yet. When it does cross over, this is what we get, and boom. So we got to get back above that 8-day right here. So we're going to need some kind of a juice, some kind of a catalyst to get back above that 8-day, and then we can start taking this bad boy higher. Now, 40, this is not overbought, oversold. The green is below your red kind of situation. Obviously, could go lower. So bottom line, we maybe, if it sells off, just watch for that retest at 103.804. All right, let's take a look here now at gold, and let's take a look at Ethereum. Sorry about that, Ethereum ETF, ETHU. All right, Ethereum, same thing as Bitcoin, just down. Okay, so what we're really watching here on downside, we're watching today's low at 102.56, but we're really watching that price channel at that 99.45. That's going to be very key. If we lose it right there at 91.66, that 200-day, that's your target. Now, we start losing that, we got a lot of gaps down here. Okay, so you look at here, you got 87.62, there's your gap. Then we look to the top of that candle, 83.97, gap, fill. Then we look to the bottom of this candle right here, you're looking at 75.72, and then we look to the top of that candle at 71 flat, gap and fill. Okay, so it doesn't always have to go and fill the gap. You can come right down to the gap if you lose that 200-day and not fill it, and that would be your support level. Okay, so right now we're sitting here pretty much at the bottom of the situation, but this is not oversold yet. Okay, so this has room to go down. Now on the upside, I want to watch today's high, 108.30 level. We'll come to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 111.08. Realistically, this is what we're watching, 113.99, and you're watching that 8-day at 114.80. Now, again, tomorrow, that 8-day is not going to be up there. That 8-day is going to be crossed over that 1,200-day. So this price has to get back above in order for us to hit for that 129, that 21-day, and for that 50 SMA here. Okay, so you got to be really, really patient. So if you are trading this kind of a situation, just look at it. We got just watch this level right here. That was 99.45. We lose that. Well, I'm down to that 91.66. You have to hold that. If not, we're going to go through those gaps fills possible. Okay. Now here we have on a weekly chart. Okay, so by Friday, we want to hold that, get back above that 50-day, 107, and we want to get above that 21-day at 113. Then we can head for that 8-day. But right now, if we can't, then we have a big targets all the way on down in this situation here, and that's not really what you really want to see unless you do a short ski. Okay, now here's what we have here, which is not nowhere near oversold. The green crossed over your red, shows momentum to the downside, and obviously this is what it is. So right now, I would be very, very patient with this. And I'd be watching right here, just like I do on Bitcoin. All I'm doing is just trading it daily, because right now, I say when the market is bleeding red, Bitcoin is bleeding out. But again, it's a good two-way trade kind of a situation. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, gold and silver, pretty much where they were. Okay, now we sold right on down, had that big ass red candle, and then today we went down right down to the 21-day, and now it's holding. So you're sitting right there at that 40.93. We're pretty much in the center here of these two. Okay, so downside, watch that 4028. Okay, if we lose it, yeah, we have support here, no question about it. But really, your target's going to be that 37.58. Okay, upside, we want to watch. Obviously, is today's high at 41.75. But this is going to be the key: is that 42.16. Okay, you have to close back above it in order to retest. But right now we're trading this range. Okay, so 8-day on top, 21-day on the bottom. But we've had a massive, massive run here. So, you know, you got to take profits. You got to know how to take profits. For me, this is just a trade, okay, on the gold and silver. But again, no trade here last 2 days. So right now what I'm just waiting for is to see if it holds at that 21-day and if it can get back above that 8-day. All right, nosebleed territory right here. Okay, way above that 70 mark. You're in the 80 mark. Never going to last. Came right on down. Now the green is crossing over red. So the key is if it doesn't hold that 21-day, be looking for that 50-day for the retest. Okay, silver, well, not that good either. Okay, so made a lower low today, indecision candle here, but we're close the race so far. We're below that key 21-day. So we got to get above that 48.43. If you can, we go 48.65 today's high. Okay, we just look right there. Okay, you got 48.75. We'll come up here at 49.66. Right to the bottom there, 50.08, and then we're looking for 50.65. That is your 8-day. Okay, we get above that, then we can have a good chance of retesting that 53.76 and possibly heading towards that 55 area. But until then, okay, you got to get above the 21-day and that 8-day. Now, if this keeps selling, watch today's low. That's going to be key, 46.82. We start losing that, come right down to that 50-day at that 43.94 level. Okay, overbought nosebleed area coming right on off here. But this is not oversold, okay? This is not oversold. This could go much, much lower. Bearish cross, green over red, shows momentum downside. Not looking too good. So just be very, very patient with this. Now, again, for me, this is how I'm going to be trading. If we can get a close above this 21-day or even show some momentum, then I would take a long in the SLB and up to that 8-day, and then I would dump it out. Okay? That's how I would be trading this. Now, we go lower, well, then I would wait to see if it holds the 50-day. Then I would get in, take a little scalp ski, take it right back and up. All right, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, we look at crude oil here. We're still in a downtrend situation. Okay, so let's just take it here. Instead of going all the way back here, we have this double top situation. We know that, and we're coming off. But we look at here. See, we have a high, lower high situation. Now, we are back above this 8-day, which is good. So that 8-day is going to be support. That's 58.08. We lose that. You come right here to today's low. You're looking at 57.34 level. We'll come to the bottom there, 56.35, and then we have your retest at 55.96. You lose that, right here's your target, 55.12. Okay, just that simple. Now, upside here, We got as high as 58.92. So all we do is look to the left of the chart here. What do we have? 59.11. That's going to be your next target. Next upside there above that is 59.42. Then we have 59.82, and we'll come up top of this candle here at that 60.17. Then we always want to watch the bottom of his candle, 60.40. And then what we do, come right up to that 60.69. And then we have to see what the reaction is. Does it go higher? Hit the 21-day or the 50-day up here, 62.22, 100-day and 200-day? Or does it do like it did in the past here, hit it, and then come right back off? Okay, so let's just see how this is all going to be shaken out here. So bottom line, the level you want to watch is that 8-day right there, 58.08. We lose that, you got a good chance of retesting that 95.96 level. If it keeps rallying up, this is your big target. It's that 21-day at 60.69. All right, now, never got really oversold. This here was oversold, okay? Right here, but now we got oversold, not overbought or oversold. So we got to see how this all shakes out. Now, the EIA report today was actually pretty good. You had some draws in the crude. You had draw in the distillate and draws pretty much all the way across the board. But again, I just looking to see like a big glut. You got so much oil out there that I don't know if you're going to be, using all this here going forward. But again, we'll find out. And this is why we trade the old chart. Now, UCO was a really good scalp today. Okay, so that was a really good scalp as far as what I was concerned. So this is, UCO, I trade 5,000 shares. SCO, I trade 5,000 shares. So actually that works out very, very good for the long and the short ski. All right, let's take a look here at Natgas. All right, here we have Natgas. Now, I scalped UNG 3 times today. It doesn't really know what the hell it wants to do. I can see that, okay? We're just going pop, 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 pop. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to trade this until we get above that 358. Okay, now today we had this high of 357. Okay, so right now, as you see this, we have a double top situation. Okay, 358, 357. See that double top? What negates that is a close above this 358. We close above that 358, and then here's your next target right there at 362. Next target, 375. Next target at 4 flat, and then we have 415. Okay, but you got to get above that. But right now, we got a double top situation, so we got to see. Now, here on the support level, you got to watch this here, this 200 SMA. Let me take this down a little bit. Get a little out of control here, Irontrader. Okay, so here we go. 346, that's going to be the key. You can see we're just hanging right around. Now, if we lose that, we're going to come down to today's low. Let's see what we've got there, 338 level. Okay. Okay, that's pretty easy then. Okay, so we got that 338 level right there. Okay, that was today's low. And then we go to yesterday's low at that 335 level. Then we'll come down to the bottom here, 331. But realistically, what you're looking at is right there, 323. That's your 21-day and your 100-day. Okay, we lose that. You're going to come right down to the 8-day, 318. And then we have your 50-day at 305. Now, you can see now this 8-day is curling up, 21-day curling up. So futures open, that 21-day is going to cross. That 8-day is going to get damn near, if not doesn't cross that 100-day. Okay, that's going to provide very, very good support. Okay, so it does sell all the way down. This could be a nice, good buying opportunity like in the UNG or however you trade it, and then we can zip right back up. The key to this whole situation is you got to close above this 358. That negates that double top, and that takes this bad boy higher. That's just that simple. Now, you're only sitting here at 60. That's not overbought or oversold. The green is over your red. So now overall, this is looking pretty good. Now remember, the contract roll will be coming up here, the 26th. So just always keep that in mind. Okay. So right now here, for me, I did not do any kind of a short trading on this here. I just scalped UNG 3 times. It was very, very good trading. Just boom, boom, boom. I just wanted to go up, come down, go up, come down, go up, come down. So I said, okay, this is what we're going to be doing that today until we close above that 358 level. All right, let's take a look here at the indexes. All right, here we have the indexes. Now, before we get started here, Netflix really came off today. I mean, their numbers. I mean, I was listening to Kramer this morning. I don't know why I listened to that guy. He was talking about, well, if you want to sell it, you want to sell it. They did not have good numbers. They missed on earnings. They missed on revenues. Okay, they did not have good numbers, and the stock is reflecting that. You're down 116. Okay, so remember, just trade the charts. Don't listen to all these talking heads. Now, the key today is going to be after the close. Is going to be Tesla. So we got to see what Tesla comes out with their numbers. All right. So just remember, now all these EVs, that subsidy is cut off at $7,500 as of September 30th. So you can have front loading on all of these vehicles for the EVs. But what is going to be in the fourth quarter? Okay, so old Elon, he's like selling notions down at the pier. He's going to tell you this. He's going to tell you this. He's coming out with the sports car. He's coming out with this and this. You know, I mean, you got to see through this. Okay. Now, Tesla is one of my favorite trading stocks. TSLA for the long, TSLS for the short. Okay. So you go both ways. But again, eventually you're going to have to start producing here and seeing what you're going to have for numbers. Now, they're expecting numbers to be even lower than what they had last quarter. So let's see how this shakes out. But I think you're going to have a good quarter because of the front loading of all the EVs. But let's just see how that shakes out. Okay. Now, this here sell-off here that we have going on today, this can't be no surprise. I've been telling you this for a long time. Okay. Can only keep going up so high. You got the 47,125 yesterday. Nice high. Couldn't hold it. Came right on down. Okay. So if you look at that candle, that's double top ski. Okay. Now, today we have a red candle, but what we're watching on the downside, very simple. 46,353, 21-day, 46,365, 8-day. We lose that, you got the catch-all, the old 50-day, and then we have your retest at 45,452. Just that simple. Upside, you got to get back and close above that 47,125, then that negates that double top, and we go higher. Just that simple, okay? Now, we look at the S&P here, okay? So, S&P. Well, same thing. Okay, except we didn't even make a high. Okay, so what we did here, we got a big red candle. What we're doing is we're watching right there, 66.80, then 66.76. That's going to be very key. We lose it. We got the catch-all, the 50-day, and then we have the 65.50 level. We lose all that. You got a 100-day all sitting all the way down here. Okay, so now Nasdaq, that's pretty much the same thing. Okay, so big red candle, did not put in a double top, didn't even get there, okay? But now we got to hold that right there, 22,700 by the end of the day, 22,713. That's what you got to hold. If not, then we can hit this level right there. You're looking at 22,736. But realistically, what you're looking for is that 191 level. We lose that, we come down to the 100-day, okay? So eventually, nothing keeps going up forever, okay? So always remember, I've been telling you that for I don't know how long now. This is just a trader's market here. This is buy and hold. See this? That's buy and hold. This is a trader's market. Trader's market. Trader's market. But we're at nosebleed everything here. Negative divergence. Okay. Negative divergence. Negative divergence. Okay. So just remember that trader's market. Now tomorrow could have a big green day. We could be up about 700 points. Okay. So that's what you want to do is just keep trading this. You know, trade. I do both ways, long and short. If you don't want to do that, then just trade the long ways. That works out good. But be patient. Wait for an opportunity. All right. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll do it all over again. Remember, EIA report for natural gas will be out tomorrow at 10:30. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.